What you gonna do about the environment?
Well, Willie, let me hold the president on the environment for just a second, if that's okay with you, because I think touching on education is really interesting. Mr. President, I'd like you to meet Michael Cruz here. We met Michael out in the country, and we did a little film about him, which I'd like you to see because I know he has a question. And it's something I know that he cares a lot about and he'd like to ask you about. So let's, first of all, look at where Michael goes to school.
Fear is part of your life. You're scared because you don't know what's going to happen once you turn that corner. I'm afraid of the gangs, the violence, the fear of just trying to get to school. There's police officers there. The fights are mainly in the hallways, by the escalators, whether it's with gangs or just kids. When they try to fight, they try to kill each other.
You and me, bro.
To see one of my friends arrested, it's pretty hard because he's losing out on education, what he really needs.
This is due Monday.
My class is mostly empty. The reason why some don't come is because they're probably scared the same as me. I really need help in writing, reading, and speaking proper language. I don't really think I'm prepared to take any kind of test. I know deep down inside I could learn more, but with that fear in the way, it's pretty hard.
Well, Michael goes to the Roberto Clemente High School in Chicago, Illinois. Got a question for the president, Michael?
How are you going to make my school safer to get a better education?
Well, I have an answer to that, but let me ask you first, so I won't prejudice your answer. If you were in my position, what would you do to make the school safer?
I would try to get as much teachers and mainly security guards in there to keep the violence, because now there's not so many security guards and there's too many students. I'll just try to control the school first, and then once I control the school, then I'll throw the education on the lap.
Let me tell you what we're going to try to do. First of all, as part of the economic program I sent to Congress, there is a Safe Schools initiative, which, if it passes, would enable us to help schools to, with more security guards and with more like metal detectors and things like that, to try to make sure kids don't come to school with weapons. Secondly, I have offered a program that would permit us to put another 100,000 police officers on the street in America in the next couple of years, including people who could be stationed in and around schools. The third thing I think we ought to do is to pass a bill which says that nobody can buy a handgun unless there's a waiting period, during which time you can check their criminal history and see if they've been in any trouble before, because you don't have to sell them guns if they have been in trouble before. But if you don't check, you don't know. I think that's a good place to start. But let me also say, you're from Chicago, right? I was in a junior high school in Chicago not very long ago called the Beasley Academic Center. It's a public school in Chicago. Do you know where it is? It's in a neighborhood with a very high crime rate. And they have police outside the school. Now, I know it's not a high school, it's a junior high school. There are police outside the school, but not in the school, because the teacher has to deal with, she's got 75 fathers a week coming to the school, 150 mothers a week coming to the school, and the kids have a whole strict code of conduct. They ask to go there, but there's no academic requirement. You know, if everybody asks to go, and if there are too many who ask, then they do it by lottery. But the kids that go there really help to keep the peace in their own school, supporting the principal. And with the parents involved, I think that's real important too. I can provide extra help for law enforcement, but we've got to get more grassroots community people involved. I love seeing you in that class, and I just hope that a year or two from now, all those other desks will be full too. And don't you give up on your education, because don't let anybody else, no matter what their problems are, take your future away from you. Only you can do that.
You know, there's something else about Michael, which I'm not sure I'm right about. Michael, did I hear that some of the kids in your school teased you badly about coming to see the president?
Yeah.
Why? Why did they do that?
Because people don't believe that. People don't want to believe it.
You mean they don't believe that I care anything about them?
Yeah, in a way you could say it like that.
Do you think the president's answer to you was, I mean, did it give you some satisfaction?
Yeah. It gave me a lot.
Look, you know, when I was your age, it was a lot easier to be young than it is now. You know, we worried about liquor and cigarettes. Nobody worried about drugs and guns. And I know it's hard to be young now. But I also know that if you get a good education, Nobody can take that away from you. You can still have a good life, and there are people there who care about your education, and I'm going to do what I can to support them.